Go for it.
Okay, James Hirte, and today is June 3rd, 2016.
All right, Jim. How did you hear about Rotary and come to be a member?
You know, I had a good friend of mine who was actually a banker in town, and there were some issues. I'm in construction. And there were some issues in construction. He asked me if I would speak to them at the Rotary. And then when I came to Rotary, and they did the Pledge of Allegiance and a prayer and a devotion, I said, wow, this is the kind of organization that I'd like to belong to. So I asked him if it was possible, and the rest is history.
Nice, nice. Okay, so do you have a favorite tradition in Rotary?
You know, the thing with Rotary is the motto is service above self. And so we do a lot of things in the community. I sit on the foundation board where we get to grant money to community organizations. We just gave out 47 scholarships. And so those are the kind of things that I really enjoy being a part of in Rotary. It's just the community activities and the fun. And it's a great fellowship organization. I mean, I've really developed some incredible friends.
Do you have a favorite service project that you worked on then?
Boy, there's so many. Well, like I say, I belong on the foundation board, and I think that service of I've been on the board now 7-8 years, and I never get tired of looking through the applications, interviewing people, and then seeing people smile when they're awarded a grant from our foundation.
Yeah, that's really cool. So what about your presidency? What were some of your favorite moments when you as president?
You know, I was very fortunate. That was the 100th anniversary of Rotary, because it was founded in 1905, and then I was president in 2005. So the best thing was I got to go back to the international conference in Chicago at the headquarters of Rotary and really meet people from all over the world. That was a great big exposition, and there were every country in the world was represented there, and to get to meet Rotarians from around the world was very special.
What were some of your goals or accomplishments as president?
Boy, we all set them. You know, just getting the club more involved. The president before me was a fellow named Larry Bonsack. And one of the things we're supposed to do as a club is have foreign service. And we weren't doing anything. And so Larry and I got together, and he'd gone to Australia for the international convention and came back. And he contacted me because I was the incoming president and said, Jim, we got to do something about international service. We've never done anything, and we need to do it. So I think so we started sending a team. I talked to, Leroy Benham, who's one of the past presidents, and a couple others, and said, would you guys be interested? There's a couple projects we've looked at, and we'd like to get our club involved in foreign projects. And so we had one set up in Mexico, and they got to looking at it and said, no, let's go to Guatemala. And so we sent a team to Guatemala and a dental clinic and rehabbed. And it was just a very special thing to see it come to fruition.
So how would you say that Rotary has impacted you? And what does Rotary mean to you today?
Well, as I said, you know, our motto is service above self. And service is what I enjoy most, is giving them. I'm active in a church. I sit on Teen Reach, Royal Family Kids Camp, and so I love to serve. And so opportunities that Rotary gives me to serve the community is what I enjoy the most.
Great. How have you seen it change and evolve throughout your time in the club?
Well, fortunately it grew. I think when I joined there were only 42 members. Then we went all the way up to 125, 130. And then the Austins, Ken and Ken Jr., said, let's start a morning club. They liked the morning anyway, and it was better for them. So then we founded the Morning Club, a sister club, which is now bigger than the Noon Club. And so, you know, I think of the things I look back on, that just gets more people involved in Rotary and from our community, and gives more opportunities for people to serve. So I think that's the greatest thing I've seen accomplished.
So do you have any advice for future Rotarians?
Become involved, you know, and don't hesitate. You know, I look and we do try to, I wish we had a mentoring program so that a new member would come alongside an old member and really become involved. But there are so many opportunities in Rotary to serve. that's the one thing they just have to grab a hold of, and so it usually takes a year before people feel comfortable, and I think we could improve on that.
Well, I think we've covered all the questions I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you want people to know about Rotary, or things you wanted to talk about that we didn't get to?
Well, if you like to give, and you like to give of yourself, Rotary clubs are a tremendous resource to be able to do that. So that would be probably it.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You betcha.